Good evening. Welcome to the Wellesley High School Spring Band Concert. My name is Michael Cobb. I'm the K-12 Director of Performing Arts. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening for a wonderful night of band music. As you heard before we started, we had a prelude this evening, the Flute Quartet. Another round of applause for them. Thank you and congratulations on that. I'd like to thank our K-12 Performing Arts staff. They set the foundation as the students come up to the high school, especially to Dave Adams and the middle school band program. Very fortunate to have such a great team. And our IVEP staff who support these students through their private lesson programs. So a round of applause for all our staff here in the Performing Arts Department. I'd like to thank our high school administration, Dr. Chisholm, our assistant principals, our custodial staff here for all their work and their help, our school committee, Dr. Lucy in our central office, and of course the community of Wellesley for our really great support that we have for the arts here in Wellesley. So thank all those people, please, and a round of applause for them. This evening I'd like to thank Becky Gray and her students for running the light and sound tonight. Please a round of applause. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, students, for your work. Our parents and supporting students, Pops, we're very fortunate to have such a supportive parent group. Thank you to Kelly Murad and Melissa Mack for their support, and Pops for all you do. Just a quick note, if you haven't received the email yet, the Pops Banquet is coming up. It won't be next week on the 22nd, it'll be Wednesday the 29th, and we hope you'll all join us for that celebration in a couple of weeks. Also talking about celebration, on the back of your program, you'll see we're a very busy department during this time of year. We have a spring play coming up at the middle school this week. Our orchestra concert was moved from Thursday night to next Wednesday night, so that's on the website as well. And we hope you'll join us for some of those activities. Some housekeeping things. If you have a cell phone, please ask that you turn it off on silent so it doesn't disrupt the performance. There is no intermission this evening, but if you need to leave, if you could please do so in between selections. If you need to use the restroom, they're directly across from the cafeteria, and the exits are in the back of the auditorium and to my right in case of emergency, but hopefully we don't have any emergencies this evening. So we want to get started with the music this evening. We have two ensembles. There'll be a short break in between. But our first group is the concert band. They've been working really hard. All the groups tonight under the direction of Mr. Steve Scott, who is our amazing band director who really supports all these students' efforts in the band program. We're very fortunate to have him for over 25 years. This is his 26th year in the Wellesley Public Schools. We thank him for all he does for our program. So would you please welcome Mr. Steve Scott to the stage and the Wellesley High School Concert Band.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to welcome to the stage the Wellesley High School Concert Band. We're going to start with a brand new piece written just last year called Inspiration to Fanfare by Adrian Sims. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Our next piece is from 1994, a very famous one from the Disney Lion King. And it's called Circle of Life, and it was nominated for an Oscar for Best Song that year, but lost out to another Elton John song from the same musical. So obviously there was an embarrassment of riches that year for this particular musical and for that particular composer. This is Circle of Life.
It's 73 degrees and mostly sunny in Natick.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Our next piece moves into a very different mood. A new piece by Vince Gassi, and it's written in a much more powerful, ominous work centered around the Dorian minor scale. So students have had a chance to study the Dorian minor scale, the idea of their modes when studying this piece of music, and then also obviously a big change in mood from the last one. This is Crusade. piece of music is one from the 1986 feature film The Mission. And its title is Gabriel's Oboe, but tonight we're going to do something special with it. What we had initially was an arrangement of this piece of music for solo flute featuring Ellen Kim. How about it for Ellen Kim? As we worked on that arrangement for this particular ensemble, we decided to do a little arranging with it, and so we've made it work so that it's ideal for this particular instrumentation of our concert band. And so after some cool reworking, this has been a nice opportunity to feature a soloist and do some arranging and get a really beautiful piece of music coming to life with this really great ensemble. Without any further ado, this is Gabriel's Oboe. As we get to our next tune, we go now back to 1980 to a Journey album that's called Departure. And this features a tune that was a very big hit at the time, written by Neil Schon and Steve Perry. This is Any Way You Want It. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a very brief stage change, and then here comes the Wellesley High School Wind Ensemble. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wellesley High School Wind Ensemble. The first piece we're going to do was initially written by Percy Granger in the early 1900s, around 1914, 1915, and he tends to sometimes rearrange his pieces for various ensembles, maybe for piano sometimes, and then for a choral version of it, other times for orchestral, and then it evolved to this version in 1942. The Gumsuckers March, it's named, a gumsucker is an Australian nickname for Australians who were born in Victoria, which is the home state of Percy Granger, so that's where that title comes from. And our soloists on this one, Oscar Portis, Chris Lynn, Max Bone, and Nick Nicolazzo. This is Gumsuckers March. before we move on, it's worth saying that is, you heard it, it's just really as difficult a piece of music for wind ensemble as we play, and so it's just so impressive to hear them performing at such a high level. We had just recently brought that to the Mica Festival, so it was the first piece on our Mica set. And I said to them a couple times when we got started with this piece is that it's not one that I get to take out that often, and it's one of my favorites. It's just such a great, clever composition. It's filled with lots of kind of funny moments in it. And these guys really, there's just not one section of this ensemble that doesn't have to really bring it at a high level. So if everyone could give these guys one more round of applause for just taking that. We now move to a piece from 2017 called Takeda Lullaby. This is a lullaby. It's a children's melody commonly sung as a lullaby about the Bon Festival, which is an annual Japanese holiday that commemorates and remembers deceased ancestors. Our soloists on this one are Shimiya Abdullah, John Purley, Kaide Tomimatsu, Oscar Cortes, Chris Lin, and August Kim. This is Takeda Lullaby. a blessing when I find a new one, and I'm constantly hunting for all the new repertoire for wind band, and that was one I came across earlier this year, and wished I found it in 2017. It's beautiful, so I hope you enjoyed that one. And again, congratulations. How about it for all of our soloists up there? So now we move to a 2010 feature film about how to train a dragon. It's written by John Powell and is a really cool arrangement of this by Sean O'Loughlin. And it features our soloists Kiara Papa and Eric Helgren. This is How to Train Your Dragon. And speaking of discovering pieces, that is one that my wonderful student back there in the trombone section, Alexa Fisher, suggested to me earlier this year, and I checked it out and I said, yes, absolutely, that's a very cool piece, and we ordered it and got it here, and I've been working on it and having a blast on that one. So thank you, Alexa, for suggesting that. Original fine names. The next piece we're going to do is a composer who has definitely become part of the fabric of great modern band composers. So it's always like a special thing when we get to do a piece by David Gillingham. At Morning's First Light is a programmatic piece depicting a beautiful sunrise at dawn, as simple as that. Our soloists on this one, Shamina Abdullah, Chris Lynn, John Curley, and Danny Goldberg. This is at Morning's First Light. do that one. How about it for our soloists again? Shameen Abdullah, Chris Lynn, John McCurley, Danny Goldberg. How about it? And before we play our final piece this evening, I want to send some quick thanks to Michael Fava, our Director of Performing Arts, to Becky Gray and her student techies who've been so helpful in getting our lights and sound looking and sounding so good tonight. How about it for Becky Gray and our student techies? To Allison Madden, our Department Secretary, who made our group programs. Thank you, Allison. To POPS, our wonderful organization POPS, that we couldn't do any of this without, and especially to Nina Conan, to Tanya DuPont, and our many band parents that are out there. You are band parents, and so thank you so much for being here and supporting the wonderful students. We obviously are so indebted to our wonderful POPS organization for supporting us and helping us with our attire and helping us just organizing so many wonderful occasions and our concerts and pizza for the separate concert and on it goes. So thank you so much to our band parents and thank you to POPS. There's another one of those pieces that I just found this year, written in 2018 by Jonathan Desjardins. Mouvement Frénétique is a short, dynamic, frenetic, rhythmic flight of fancy, as he puts it, composed for the 30th anniversary celebrations of the Harmonie Frenette pour École Secondaire Émilion Frenette en Saint-Jérôme, Quebec. That is to say that it was written in Canada for a school having their 30th anniversary. Here is our soloist on this one, August Kim, Kian Agarwal, Eric Helgren, and Oscar Cordes. This is Mouvement Frénétique. Tiffany back there, Kian Agarwal, Eric Hellgren, Oscar Cordes. How about it for our wonderful soloists?
We have two thank yous to make really quickly. The first is to Mr. LaCava for all of his hard work with the Performing Arts Department and all of his support. So thank you, Mr. LaCava.
Our next thank you we want to give is to Mr. Scott. We just want to thank him for all his help over the years, and for all the seniors. We all really appreciate the 4 years we've had with you, both remote and in person. So thank you.
And so that's not the end of our concert season. There's so much good music ahead of us. This Thursday night, orchestra concert.
No. Wednesday next.
Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, orchestra concert, and of course all these dates are in the back of your program. And so everyone make sure you're just checking that all out, follow along, and join us and get right back here. Don't forget also this Sunday, Wellesley Town Parade. So the band behind you and this band over here are going to join forces and very quickly learn to march. Good luck to all of us, and we'll see you out there at 1 p.m. on Sunday for the parade, and lots more to come. So thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful and safe evening, and thank you so much, everybody.